Hello, and welcome back to the Guilt Free podcast. I am your host, Holly, and this is a place where you can get your life together guilt free. So, today I was actually doing a little bit of reflecting about, I suppose, my life over the last few years and everything that's kind of led me up to this point. And it kind of got me thinking about something that I wanted to talk to you about on today's episode. So yeah, I hope you're ready for some revelations and some challenging and uncomfortable thoughts to come up on today's episode, because we're going to get real and we're going to get deep. So I was actually thinking about this time last year, and I was thinking about how I had just quit my job a few months before that, and how I was just adjusting to life post full-time work. I had decided to go full-time in guilt-free, and I suppose just put all of my time and energy into that. So it was definitely a challenge. It was a new way of doing things for me, and I definitely had some challenging behaviors and thoughts and routines and attitudes that I needed to sort of overcome, that were kind of residual from my previous full-time corporate role. So today I wanted to ask you a few questions and hopefully encourage some action-provoking thoughts. Hopefully it won't be too intimidating, and it'll be like the right amount of challenging for you. So to start off, I would love for you to think about your life and what do you want it to look like by this time next year. So what sort of job will you be doing? Where will you be living? What will your relationships be like? What will your friendships be like? What sort of hobbies will you have? How will you feel in your mind, in your body? What will your attitudes be like? Just take a little moment and consider how you want your life to be by this time next year. There can be small changes, there can be big changes. Just take a moment and kind of think about that. Now, I want you to think about your life this time last year. And I want you to think about what it looked like, what your job entailed, your friendships, your relationships, all of that. What was your routines like? What did you do in your free time, your hobbies? What was your opinions and thoughts about things? What did it look like for you? What did life look like for you this time last year, right? And when you're thinking about that, I want you to also consider, what were your aspirations for the next 12 months? So maybe did you want to graduate with an honors? Maybe did you want to travel? Did you want to buy a house? Did you want to start a serious relationship? Did you have, what was your aspirations for the next 12 months at that time? And then I want you to think about your life today. And I want you to think about all of those things. I want you to think about what your life looks like, where your job is at, what your home is like, what your relationships look like, what you do in your free time, all of that. What's your life looking like right now? And I want you to think about, does your life today look like how you imagined it to look 12 months ago? So this time last year, when you were thinking about what you would like your life to look like in a year's time, is that what your life looks like today? Did you achieve any of those aspirations? Did you achieve all of those aspirations? What's your life looking like now in comparison? How did you do? Did you tick those things off? And there's no right or wrong answer. I think it's important to know that. I think really there's only helpful and unhelpful. And what I mean by that is there's no right or wrong answers. There's only helpful or unhelpful answers. And that could be that, you didn't achieve this one thing, but you achieved something different, or you were struggling with this, but you quit and now you're achieving that, right? Look for the helpful and the unhelpful patterns and behaviors. So, did you know that by the second week of February, as many as 80% of New Year's resolutions have been forgotten, given up on, right? And if you fast forward that to the end of the year, only as little as 8% have actually been kept the whole way through, right? Which is crazy. In fact, when questioned on it, 40% of the people surveyed said they were too busy or they didn't have enough time to keep their resolutions, right? And the problem with this is we're all becoming far too complacent in life to make any real changes. And that's a scary, scary thought. Our lives aren't uncomfortable enough to motivate us to change it, right? But the problem isn't with motivation, it's with discipline. The motivation is you would love a nice job. You would love to be earning more money. You would love a nice car. You would love a fitter body. You would love a different girlfriend, a different boyfriend. You would love to live in a different location. You have the motivation within. The problem is the discipline. And when it boils down to it, you have to choose your hard, right? Now, applying for and interviewing for new jobs is hard, but staying in a thankless, toxic job with no opportunities for growth is also hard. So you have to choose your hard here, right? The same with, going out and dating. That's hard. Or staying in a loveless, stagnant relationship. That's also hard. So you have to choose your hard. And a lot of people don't realize this and they don't understand this. So when it comes to taking action to change something about yourself or your life, it's going to be hard. And it's scary and it's uncomfortable, right? If it wasn't, we would all be doing it effortlessly. We would be flipping personalities and locations and interests and lovers and jobs and whatever like there was no tomorrow, right? It would be effortless, right? But it's not. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, and it takes a lot of work, but if you're feeling called to make that change and make those improvements and make those adjustments to your life, that is something you really need to consider, because you're going to feel that call forever, right? It doesn't go away. You can't just ignore it. You can't just suppress it. You're going to have to face the problem head on and make that change. So you really have to ask yourself, can I live with the feeling of letting another year go by without making any success, any progress, any changes to my life? Am I okay with that? So if you're fed up dealing with feeling frustrated and confused with what to do next in your life, then there is actually something you can do about that. And it's surprisingly easier than you would think, than you could have possibly imagined. So if you're ready to take action to get clear on what you want out of your life, what you want your life to look like, and you want to take back that control over the direction your life's going in, what you can do is you can send me a DM right now over on Instagram, and we can have a chat about how my 12-week lifestyle and mindset coaching program can help you, right? It's honest to God amazing. It's transformative, and I have seen incredible results within a matter of sessions with my current client list. So the details of that will be listed in the show notes below. And I'm afraid that does bring us to the end of today's short and sweet episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you'd like to support the podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. I would really, really appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for now. I shall chat to you in my next episode.